I'm Celeste.
And I'm Terry.
Welcome to our Oahu 1-week itinerary video.
Yeah, you need to have a plan before you go to the island because there's so much to see and do.
Yeah, so much in fact that we created another video that talks about tips for first-time visitors to Oahu that gives you some idea of all there is to see and do on the island, with tips about reservations and things like that, getting around. So check it out if you get a chance. Jumping right into the 1-week itinerary. You could change things around, change what you do, but it gives you some idea of how you might lay out your days.
Yeah, it's a good starting point.
Day 1, we suggest that you arrive and you get settled in your hotel and try to find a Mai Tai and relax and get into the time zone and go to bed.
Yeah, you're going to be jet lagged. There's no way around that.
And just be happy you're in Hawaii. So day 2, get up and explore the area that you're in.
Find out where things are and get comfortable.
Go down to Waikiki beach area. There's a restaurant there called Duke's that's famous for their Mai Tais, and they have pretty good food. If you don't know who Duke is,
he is a revered figure in Hawaiian history. He was an Olympic medalist in the 1924 Olympics.
As a swimmer.
His full name is Duke Kahanamoku, and he later became a famous surfer on Waikiki Beach.
And he was instrumental in making surfing a popular sport. So you'll see a statue of him along the beach path there.
Yeah.
And the Hawaiians really think highly of him. Anyways, it's worth spending your day in Waikiki, checking things out, and then if you can fit in Duke's, fit it in. Day 3, start with breakfast at Leonard's, hike Diamond Head, drive along the south coast, and then
dinner or lunch at the Jade Dynasty in downtown Honolulu.
On this map you can see where things are. C is where Waikiki is, A is Diamond Head, and B is Hanauma Bay. And just south of there is Halona Blowhole and Sandy Beach. On the way to Diamond Head, you want to stop at Leonard's on the way and get yourself a malasada.
Yeah, it's really well known. It's just a little hole-in-the-wall place, but it's been around for years and years and consistently voted either number 1 or number 2 best malasadas in the Hawaiian Islands.
You might be asking yourself what malasadas are. In our previous video with Oahu tips, we go into some detail. But basically, kind of like fried donuts, but they're wonderful.
Yeah, you'll never forget them once you've had one.
Next on the list is visiting Diamond Head. You can hike up Diamond Head.
You can't drive in unless you have date and time reservations.
Make sure to get your reservations in advance. They do book up. You can get there by the Waikiki trolley if you don't have a car. The hike itself is all paved and not too difficult. It does get steep in area.
Yeah, the total elevation rise is 560 feet to the very top.
As you can see, Terry has a cane and he was able to do it.
Yeah, it's 0.8. I'm a mile up and 0.8 on the way back, but the views up there are just amazing.
Done with the Diamond Head hike, drive south along the coast.
And see some really amazing geography and coastline. You're going to pass Halona Blowhole and then Sandy Beach as you continue south.
And Hanauma Bay is over there.
Hanauma Bay Nature Preserve, and it's just a stunning bay. The pictures or the video you're seeing now was taken from the promontory, which gives you a view of the entire bay in the Pacific Ocean.
If you look at our other video, we talk about that in some detail. You do need reservations and access is limited. So if you can't get in, going to Sandy Beach and going by the Blowhole
is a pretty good alternative. This Cocoa Crater trailhead right over there. You can see it.
You can go up to the top.
See people going up.
So after a long day at the beach, head over for some dim sum at the Jade Dynasty seafood restaurant.
Yeah, the Asian influence in the Hawaiian Islands is quite high, and the food is just fantastic. The Jade Dynasty is one of the best Chinese restaurants we've ever been to.
The dim sum here was quite an experience. It was really fun.
It was.
Day 4 is Pearl Harbor Day. There's a lot to see here.
It is a really highly visited place. You need date and time reservation.
For the Arizona Memorial part of the visit.
So be sure to get your reservations before you go.
There's a ferry that takes you from Pearl Harbor over to the Arizona Memorial. You can see on the map that the Arizona Memorial is closer to Ford Island. The Bowfin submarine is at the main entrance area. You don't need advance reservations for that.
Nope.
You can get tickets at the window when you get there.
The Missouri is also tied up at Ford Island, just beyond where the Arizona wreck sits.
So there's a bus that will take you from the main area over the bridge over to Ford Island, where you can visit both the Aviation Museum and the Battleship Missouri.
Yeah, the Missouri and the Arizona are sitting in the area that was known as Battleship Row, so any of you history buffs out there will recognize what that area was during World War II.
Everyone should see Pearl Harbor at least once.
Yes, it's a somber memorial to the soldiers and sailors who lost their lives during the Japanese attack. So the memorial is actually a structure sitting above the wreck of the Arizona. The Arizona is lying north and south alongside Ford Island Battleship Row. The memorial sitting east and west across the midsection of the Battleship Arizona.
And then the names of the people that
all lost their lives on the Arizona are recorded on the wall you're seeing right there. The Missouri is a class of warship that we'll never ever see again. They only built 4 of these in World War II. There were a total of 6 that were originally supposed to be built, but by 1944, by the time the Missouri was launched, the Navy had found out that aircraft carriers were far more important, and they stopped building major warships like the Missouri.
We didn't visit the Aviation Museum, but we wanted to, and it'll be on our list for next time.
Yeah, it's very close. It's not even a quarter of a mile away from where the Missouri is tied up.
And the bus stops there.
The National Cemetery of the Pacific,
Also known as the Punch Bowl,
yeah.
is also worth a visit. I have a relative whose name is on the wall, so we've been there a few times to view that and send pictures back to family.
Yeah, this cemetery sits right alongside the highway that goes up to the Pali Pass, but it occupies an area where you can look down on Honolulu, so the views from the cemetery are just awesome.
So on day 5, we recommend visiting the Upani Lookout and the Polynesian Cultural Center. You can see on the map where they are. The Upani Lookout is only 11, 12 minutes from Waikiki.
It's a very easy drive, but a beautiful view and a very, very windy location.
Then from there you can go on to the Polynesian Cultural Center, which is at the north end of the island. It takes a little over an hour to get there from the lookout. If you don't have a car, you can book an excursion from downtown Waikiki or your hotel to the Polynesian Cultural Center.
This is looking down into Kaneohe from the Pali Pass, and as you can see, the views are just amazing. The winds are blowing, so it's normally a very clear view. You can tell by my shirt flapping around how much wind is blowing.
It was so windy that day. It was like hurricane force winds.
It was amazing.
I almost couldn't walk out there to get any imagery because I was getting blown away. Next on the list is the Polynesian Cultural Center, and it's dedicated to teaching people about the Polynesian culture.
If you're not aware, the Polynesian culture extends all over the southern Pacific. And there are 7 different regional varieties of Polynesianists.
And the park does a good job. There's different areas to tell you about the different cultures.
What they were all about. After we concluded this last trip, I picked up a book on Polynesian history. And one of the things that really blew my socks off was the fact that they were not metal workers. They created everything out of bone, wood, and made baskets, and they made incredible sailing craft and didn't use metal anywhere.
And how they migrated from the different islands
across the Pacific Ocean, thousands of miles and basically open canoes.
Polynesian Cultural Center is pretty much an all-day thing. I'd get there early in the morning. I would get reservations in advance. As I mentioned before, you can get your tickets with a shuttle service from Waikiki, Honolulu area. You can see the tickets on the website. There's different packages, but I recommend the Gateway Buffet package if it's your first time. And it gives you kind of everything. You get to see the park, you get to do the buffet luau, and then you get to see the show afterwards. The show afterwards was really worth it. It doesn't end until 9 or 10 at night.
It's late, but it's really entertaining. You'll love it.
And I don't have pictures of it because you're not really allowed to take pictures. But we went for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary years ago, and it was so much fun. We took the whole family. The luau was touristy, right? This is a touristy place, But it really gave us a place for the family to gather. My parents got to dance on stage. So if you have a special event in your family,
This would be ideal, yeah.
doing that with them. It's fascinating. Anyone who's interested in different cultures and learning about them, the Hawaiian history is extremely fascinating.
And highly unique.
Day 6, just enjoy it however you want. We do have some optional things you could see if you still wanted to do stuff and you didn't want to do more hanging out at the beach, and those include the Iolani Palace,
which is close by, right in central Honolulu. The Bishop Museum, which is also in central Honolulu.
If you want to learn even more about the Hawaiian culture. And then you could also drive up to the North Shore if you felt like it and you had a car.
It's a surfer's paradise, and you'll be blown away by the number of beaches.
It's very low-key. You can see the images here. There's some stunning scenery. It really is a surfer's town. There really isn't much more there than the beaches and the surfing area. There is a malasada shop up there, however. So this is Waimea Beach. Frequently there's rainbows.
And sometimes in the winter you'll see some astoundingly high surf here.
We were hoping to see some bigger surf, and even though it was windy, we didn't have big surf, but it was pretty cool. One fun thing to do on the North Shore is to find a shrimp truck and try to eat lunch at one of the shrimp trucks. They have these plates, Hawaiian plates, that usually come with like shrimp and rice and a vegetable or another side. And don't forget to get some shaved ice somewhere. One other thing you could do is visit the Tropical Farms macadamia nut outlet.
These guys had some interesting free samples of macadamia nuts, and they had macadamia flavored coffee, which was excellent.
And a whole lot of chickens walking around outside. Another thing to see along that same stretch of highway is the Byoruin Temple, which is a temple replica.
It's a replica of a temple in Japan that's over 1,000 years old.
It was very scenic. It was a great place to take pictures. It doesn't take long. We didn't need to have reservations in advance, but we did buy tickets.
Yeah, you have to have, they're very low cost. I think it was like $5 a person to get in.
The last thing on the list is the Dole Plantation. You can see it's kind of close to the North Shore. It's a great thing to do with kids. They have a big maze there that the kids would enjoy, as well as tours, so check out their website for more information. Thanks for watching our Oahu itinerary.
Hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed making it, and we enjoyed being there.
Check out our blog, and please consider subscribing.
Please consider.
It'll help us out, and it doesn't cost you a thing.